Mate, yeah, 2 sugars. Cheers. Chickens. I won't need that. Hey guys, how you doing? Well, here we go. Hey, hope everybody's well. This is the first instalment of On Air, and as you can see, the airport, Staines International, has come together quite nicely. Interestingly, I've got to say, and I'm completely gonna go off piste here and sort of like just do things like we always do, you know, just completely. Where's my remote? Okay, just check this out, folks. I'm beaming this up into my spaceship up here. Space drink. Look at that. Now, there's a story behind those buildings there. Got them from Paul at ARD. All this stuff that you're seeing here, folks, is from Aviation Retail Direct. Good guys there, and great to do business with. But, well, in terms of if you're buying aeroplanes, I tell you, it's an expensive hobby, I have to admit. But it's, you know, even if you have like 2 or 3, maybe even 2. I mean, up on my top shelf there, I've just got the B. Is that Negus? That's Negus, isn't it? And my DCA. let me show you my DC-8. It's quite big. This the cabin area. That I've got quite a lot of spare space on the spaceship. There's a little side door out there. So this is my DC-8 that I built during lockdown. Isn't she beautiful? Japan Airlines, and she's climbing out with her gear sort of like semi-retracted. So oh dear, got all spacey there. But anyway, there you go. That's that. So models, plastic ones, or these die-cast ones are. Oh, okay. So someone's shut down, and we've shut the engines down, and we're just talking. Who shut the engines down? Right, we're gliding now through space. We've with John. Hold on, I think it's John. He shut the that off. Where's my mouse? Where's my mouse? Oh. Okay, so we're just going to go with the flow here, folks. But just to show you across the airport. Oh, I was saying, wasn't I? That nearly ended up in the on the planet of unanswered sentences, wasn't it? The buildings there, very interesting story from. It's amazing how it can point from space, isn't it? But the models themselves, there was a fella in, I don't know where it was, but he said he all of these were prototypes, and that's the Queen's building from Heathrow, by the way, and the Marriott Hotel. But this guy made these amazing models, wooden and and beautifully printed a long time ago, and Paul ordered them from him, and the guy sent these prototypes with all the plans and all the drawings. So basically, it wasn't back in these days. In these days, where you've got you can just send it on a file, but this was sort of like proper old school analog days where you had to send everything in an envelope. But it basically was supposed to arrive at ARD. It never did. And it got lost in Saudi Arabia or something like that, so he just gave up. But anyway, there they are, sitting on their shelves at ARD, Aviation Retail Direct, and I looked at them this morning and I was like, wow, I think they'll work. I think they will work. Okay, so we zoom out a little bit. Oh, mind that. So I've got my little remote here, fantastic camera this. So if I zoom out a little bit, a little tad, look, and then we've got the airfield there. 737 Max. Look at that lovely old Hawaiian TriStar. Talk about them on a future show. The A350, hurrah! The A350 carbon frame, carbon body, which we'll talk about very shortly. But of course, still remembering those who lost their lives, being respectful for that. Across the field, got a FedEx 777 freighter there. Now, I can't zoom any more than that, I don't think. I think that's as far as I can go. But can you see there's an engine being loaded onto that? It's a Trent 700 engine being loaded onto that FedEx 777. Hopefully something that we can catch with FedEx. I've spoken to them, a contact, and we're hoping to do a little bit of work with FedEx in the future, either here in the UK or maybe in Memphis or something like that. Oh, I just noticed something. That Turkish cargo freighter's got missing a horizontal stabilizer. Anyway, Kalita's still loading from last time. Antonov 124 is still in maintenance. That's like pretty long maintenance for that AM124 in heavy maintenance. You like my tower with the little light on the top? That's just one of those lights that you can buy, and here's the good one. But the unfortunate thing is you can't really see it. But we do have the capability of showing you. Oh, just let me step out of the spaceship for a second. I'm just showing you around the airport, really, so you can see. So there you go. You're holding and taxiing. That 737's just gone in on the greens, and they're pushing that 350 back. Let me turn that off. Okay, so absolutely no topic of discussion tonight. we just literally go with it. However, yeah, there is a topic of discussion actually. There's lots of things that I've got on my phone that I want to discuss in the future in terms of shows. Oh, hold on a minute. Let me just while we're would they like to see, Jilly? Would they like to see? Hold on. How do we get the? There, that one there, that one there. Okay. So now here's a little thing I'm gonna play out. Wait a minute. Here we are. All right. Oh, you know what's going to happen? I bet you it opens on that screen. Oh, it didn't. Okay, so this is I should have faded that up really. This is a recording that I made from the Courtyard Marriott, audio only, just so that we can get a little bit of airport action. It's pretty cool. So I'll play this lightly in the background. If it's too much, let me know, and I will turn it down. So in terms of what we're it's a little bit left. In terms of what we're let's just do a check. Let's just check that audio, that background, so that they can hear me, the mix of me and the airport. Check, check, 1, 2. Hello, hello, hello. Space drink. Can you pass my other space drink, please? Something's going out. That's a triple. Sorry. Anyway. So tonight's sort of one of the we're going to do a little bit of news first, and then we're going to sort of like, because of this airport, what I want to do is I want to incorporate models into the topic, if you see what I mean, because there's a lot of them. Trust me, if you go over to the shop, do you like the little roadway in the background? Do you like the little roadway in the background? Is that? Oh, okay. No background audio. Somebody's saying. Okay. Do you want it just like that? Do you want it just like that? Are we in the Millennium Falcon? Okay, I'm just looking at the comments. Well, yeah, but we're definitely on the right mic there, GP. Yeah. Okay, let me just do it into the mic. Check, check, 1, 2, 1, 2. Check, check. Shall I bring the mic a little bit closer? Someone's saying no background noise. This is mental, Pauline. Yeah, I can sympathise with you there, Pauline. Sorry. Can hear you good, Rick Freeman. Can hear Jerry, but no background noises. Now I'm just gonna wait to see. Bring it closer. Okay, we can do that. You know, we can do that. Let me just let this drop a little bit further there. Okay. Right. How's that, folks? How's that? You need lots of lampposts. Well, we got lampposts. We got 1, 2, 3. Well, yeah, a few more, I guess. But in terms of the accessories on the field, we're obviously going to do stuff. But look at the bridge at the background. In the background with the vehicles over the bridge. They are sort of like that's a perimeter road. That's an inner perimeter road. Even though I know, using poetic license here, folks, aren't you? You know, with the terminal building, really, that should be the other side. Should be that. Or actually, maybe it's just sort of like a satellite terminal, yeah, with an underground, so you don't actually see the public side of it. Maybe I'm just thinking, I'm sort of like trying to lay the foundations for the future with the show, folks, in terms of the airport, because it's gonna it's gonna stay like that, but we're gonna have different aircraft in, and we're obviously going to be doing different subjects on the shows. And there are a lot of them which I want to talk about, and other stuff that I'm going to be getting. I've got a jet engine on the way, another one, a bit like this one. Go full screen with me, GP. I can drag it, can't I? I can just drag it. No, 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 full screen with me. Over there, put me over there, and then put me up there, like that. Okay, there we go. Oh, it's full of holes. Oh, that's not very good. Green screen kind of lighting, sort of. But anyway, you get the general gist. That's hand built, folks. It's a shame it doesn't show the green very well. But anyway, it's a shame, man. Hold on a minute. Let me just bleeding mic stick. Is that all right? Do people mind that there's a microphone there like that? I don't know, but anyway, we'll show you that when I can sort of like get to grips with it. But it's basically a hand-built plastic engine, which it comes in its natural sort of like plastic colours, but I painted the interior of it, the fan casing, the aft fan casing for the compressors at the back, but this nice compressor blade, CFM56, we think, anyway. But anyway, so we're going to be doing stuff like that, and in terms of each show, we will look at a specific aircraft or something that's in the news that sort of like has piqued people's interest, and there's obviously a lot of stuff in the news at the moment in terms of the A350 with the JAL A350. I will just make one point because it appears that during the show the other night when we were discussing the subject, the things that I mentioned in terms of the pilots not seeing the aircraft, highly likely that they didn't actually get to see the aircraft. Apparently, momentarily, the co-pilot saw something. But it was just so quick. Not only that, but the nose gear wasn't. It had either just touched down or it was in that point. So they're sort of like concentrating on everything that's ahead of them. And also, if the nose is slightly up, you're not going to see the aircraft. So that's all very interesting. Again, a real tragedy. Do we know how the pilot's doing? Do we know how the pilot's doing for the with the Dash 8 pilot? Let's hope he's doing well. Somebody can maybe update us on that. But one thing I did want to talk about was I also mentioned, I discussed whether or not the carbon airframe was maybe superior over the aluminium airframe. I'm still not 100% sure whether it would be, but from evidence that I've seen, it certainly seems that the hull of the A350 really did withstand the external heat before it started to really, especially with all that heat that was underneath it as well, because from what I could see, it's hit the aircraft and it's dragged one of the wings down the runway with it. So that's all fuel that's just basically burning as it drags it down the runway. Because if you look at the pictures, the images overhead, you'll see just scorch marks going down the runway and not really debris, so it just shows that it's dragged something down with it, which has burnt fiercely underneath the aircraft. But amazing how the cabin crew just so cool-headed to be able to. I mean, you do go through training. Let's face it, you train and train and train. It's like, but when it actually happens, it's like, that training has to kick in, and that just goes to show they're award winners, really, Japan Airlines, and fair play to them. We've got very interesting, which Scotty Bateman put out. which I'll try and show in a little bit, which was an interesting, when you get on an aircraft and they do the safety video, some of them are a little bit sort of like, fancy and stupid, and I'm not a big fan of the sort of like, paying £100,000 for a superstar to come on and do all the talk about getting in. You need someone, who's just going to say exactly what it is, what you need to do. It's quite simple. The one thing is that if you get up out of your seat in the case of an emergency evacuation, you take nothing with you. You get up out your seat in an orderly fashion and you make your way to the front. And don't take anything out of the overhead bins. That's what Japan Airlines are really, really stringent on, and I think other airlines should be as well. And hopefully they will. I'm not a big fan of all this lipstick and paint, powder and paint, and like BBC artists getting involved. It's not very funny as far as I'm concerned. It's just the same old thing. They've been doing it for quite a few years. I think something new's needed. I'm not a big fan of the Virgin one's pretty cool and all that sort of thing, but it's sort of like if you've got a sort of like cartoony, sort of like, well, not even cartoony, because that's what the Japan Airlines one is, but it's basically, you don't want to take your mind off the subject matter, if you see what I mean. You're sort of like looking at the video, oh, that's funny, oh, that's good the way they've done it. What did he just say? What exit row? Where? You need just someone telling you what it is, what's going to happen. Listen to your cabin crew, and enjoy your flight. But anyway, there you go. How did that? Oh yeah, with the A350. So what was also interesting about 516 in terms of the evacuation, and this is something that Financial Times reports on from London. That the composite structure, and this is their words, folks, that the composite structure of the Airbus A350 likely played a role in the survival of all 379 on board Japan Airlines Flight 516. The incident marks the first hull loss involving the 53% composite airframe. I thought it was more, to be honest with you. A350-900, and preliminary evidence suggests the material performed to expectations. This is interesting, providing fire protection similar to that of aluminium, or aluminum if you're from the US. Yeah, brilliant. I mean, when they certify an aircraft, do they not burn one of the hulls? Do they not destroy it? To see how quickly it can, I don't know, maybe that should be a part of the certification. Certification standards require that the airline manufacturers, the airliner manufacturers, demonstrate their designs are capable of evacuating all passengers within 90 seconds using half the available exits. Half the available exits, that's exactly what they did. Overwing exits were out of the question totally. Did a fantastic job, especially the whoever it was in the number 4, the far right door, the back right door, who had the chute open, was standing there ushering everyone. Well, it's just burning behind her and smoke and all that, and she's like, come on, get off, and everyone's doing the right thing, going down the chute. No one with bags in their hands, nothing like that. It doesn't matter what it is that's in your bag. I carry 20 grand's worth of equipment with me, mate. I would not get it out. I would just be gone, to save not just my own life, but also the people behind me or in front of me or wherever they might be. So anyway, I did mention the other day about the carbon fiber frame potentially being a part of the longevity of the heat damage, in terms of like it being able to withstand the heat from outside. So it goes on basically. There was a report that he was given clearance. That whole communication thing also needs to be addressed. Not sure what's going on there, but he also, one of the other things that I did mention was that he wouldn't have seen it, and and that's what the pilot has actually said, that we saw absolutely nothing. We heard a big bang. Next thing we know is we've got the engineer on the blower from outside the cabin, from outside the cockpit, saying, we've got a fire on left and right. So obviously they were like, right, okay, well, we've hit something. I don't know if they had deployed the spoilers. Reversers were certainly not deployed, so I'm wondering whether he went all out on the brakes and that's why they slewed off the runway. That's why the nose gear went down. So you know, just at the end of the day, it's a great thing that that they evacuated it so quickly. And I'd like other airlines to follow suit with that as well. You know, maybe do some advertising or something like that. Not fancy advertising, something that makes your customer feel really safe about flying with you. You know, maybe something like that. I don't know. So anyway, that's that in terms of the news. Is it? There's only one subject there. Right, okay, let me just have a quick look here because this is that was from AW Web, world's premier independent aviation news resource. AV Web. There was, hold on a minute, what's this? Okay, there was the other thing here, wasn't there? Oh no, not that. Aviation news. Here's an interesting one that I saw just now. Escaped cat causes Athens, but you haven't been to Athens, have you, Jenny? Escaped cat causes Athens-bound Turkish Airlines flight to return to the gate in Istanbul. I'm not sure if I want to read this because I'm just like at the end of it, it's going to be like, unfortunately, the cat was destroyed due to this, that, and the other, blah blah blah, humanely destroyed. It's like because if she's was it while it was on the way? To return to the gate. Okay, so she's taken the cat off with her. Okay, so she probably was able to take the cat home with her. Let's just have a little look. No, just obviously worrying, isn't it? Offers a relaxed policy for travelling with pets. However, specific regulations are in place to ensure safe transit. Yeah, she had it stuffed in a bag, didn't she, or something? You know, what are you doing, woman? Passenger and their pet were removed from the flight, and Turkish Airlines has banned the passenger and the cat from its network. Meow. Meow. Big paws.
Chocolate Stew wants to know if the cat was in a gang.
Oh, probably not. Okay, probably not in a gang, I wouldn't have thought, but a gang of cats on the plane. Back for more. TUI sets to open application for the second year of its cadet pilot scheme. That's pretty good. All airlines around the world are desperate for pilots, folks. It's as simple as that. With airlines poaching pilots from other airlines, something happened with UPS, didn't it? Someone nicked a load of UPS 747 pilots, or it was the other way round. Literally offered them more money. I think UPS are offering some big money at the moment for pilots to come in, and you know, because you could be on a 737. I don't know. Tell me, folks, can you be on a 737 and type rate to a 747? Of course you can. Might take a little bit of time, obviously, but there's a lot of 747 simulators around. One of which is at London Heathrow. In fact, there are two at London Heathrow, and those two simulators are actually the two most in use at the moment, according to my good friend Zane, who goes up there regularly on the 787 simulator. So there you go. TUI, UK-based subsidiary of TUI UK subsidiary of TUI. Okay, the tour operator. Remember when I started Big Jet TV, I used to keep calling it TUI. And everyone was like, it's not TUI, it's TUI. And I'm like, yeah, but hold on a minute. I was thinking back to the old freighter days with someone like UTA or LTU or something like that. But anyway, TUI, of course, is once again inviting potential pilots to apply for its groundbreaking multi-pilot license cadet scheme. Get on it, folks. There you go. So that's with TUI. Just Google TUI a pilot application. I'm sure you'll land there somewhere. What else have we got? 878,000 passengers carried. Finnair posts strong December performance figures. God, I tell you, what a day that was in Finland. Yeah, look back at the show if you want to see what we've done there. Sky Alps network, more cuts. Boston and Washington, Dallas exit North Atlantic's network. Boston and Washington, Dulles exit North Atlantic. So they pulled out of their network. That's interesting. What's this? What's that? Turn off my blocker.
Oh, you.
I'll have to go in and do all sorts of things, won't I? Auto block plus? Ad block?
Stop. Top right and ignore that.
Okay.
Top right hand corner, 3 dots.
Yeah.
Extensions. Keep smaller.
Got it. Yeah.
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 Manage extensions.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. It's gonna open up a tab.
Ad blocking everywhere.
Turn that off. Yeah. Go back to the page and refresh it. Yeah. Just refresh that page.
Okay.
F5.
Right.
F5. Up here, F5.
Oh, no, not F5. F5, right. Okay. Sorry about that. Anyway, there we go. More cuts. Boston, Boston and Washington Dulles exit North Atlantic's network. North Atlantic has removed all flights to Boston and Washington Dulles and reduced frequencies on other routes. Okay, have they got Gatwick JFK flights have doubled to twice daily, but with suboptimal timings. Interesting. So they're not in the same time every day. Okay, so they're trying to fill those aeroplanes. Is that why they're sort of like, wait till the last possible moment, or maybe just delaying it slightly? But that costs you money with a gate and all that. Norse has gained slots to begin services to Las Vegas and Dubai, but it remains uncertain if these routes will happen. Oh dear. Okay, that's a shame. Great looking aircraft, the old Norse Dreamliner. Very unique liveries, nice aero livery on it. No one's seeing this, are they? So actually, I wonder whether it's worth flicking through. Let me just tell you, folks. First of all, this is Simple Flying that I'm reading down. Aviation news on Simple Flying. So Ben Brown should know stuff. Ben Brown. Jilly, can you look out for anything that Ben Brown's got on news-wise?
I've got breaking news.
Okay, go on then. I don't know, we got a breaking news theme. Space. The final frontier. Emirates adding 3 weekly flights to Seoul. Qantas and Jetstar support cyclone ravaged Queensland tourism destinations. Blimey. Cyclone ravaged. Bravo. Wow. A Delta Airlines pilot who threatened to shoot fellow pilot calls it a misunderstanding. Mate.
What?
You ain't diverting. You're not diverting. That's what he said. Apparently it was a joke. Mate, oh, leave it out, mate. Come on, I'll shoot you. Bang, bang, bang. Oh. No, mate, no. I think you're singing up the wrong hymn sheet or barking up the wrong tree or something. But no, mate, you're going to do time for that, fella. It is a little bit concerning, I have to be honest with you, in terms of pilots having guns on the flight deck. I don't mind somebody in the cabin. Even that's a little bit, especially when you've got some bloke that's obviously, it's the captain who's the main source of information here. It's like, okay, captain, well, can you tell me, was the co-pilot aggressive in any way? Yeah, mate. Yeah, he was. It was like, Bob, we're not diverting. Okay, no, I'm serious. We're not diverting. I'll shoot you, mate. It's either like that. Yeah, it was just like that. So it wasn't like this. Hey, Bob. Boom, boom. I'll shoot you if you divert. Hey. So come on, but no. No, it was nothing like that. It was the other one that you just did. So yeah, not very happy with flying on an airplane where the pilot's got a gun on the flight deck. I don't care what anyone says. And it was funny, wasn't it? Because when I flew to America last time, I said, is it right? People got on their high horse, didn't they? You can't do that. You're not allowed to do that. Well, am I allowed to do that? If I walked up to a British Airways check-in desk, or the Virgin check-in desk on my way to Miami on next week, yeah, or whenever it is. Yeah, we're going to Miami.
It is week after that.
And I said to the check-in girl, I said, look, this is going to be a very awkward question. I just want to make sure if you want to get your manager here, maybe we can have a little questionnaire. Oh, okay, hold on a minute. Hello, Sheila. Yeah, can you come down? There's a gentleman here who just wants to have a quick word. All right then, thank you. It'll be right with you, sir. Got any elevator music, Julie? Oh yeah, hi. No, you can stay. You can stay. I just wanted to ask you both, basically. I think it'd be probably better if you're both here, so we got a witness, you know. But I just wanted to double check, and I know you're going to say no, but I just wanted to make absolutely sure there is no pilot on the flight deck who's got a gun on him, is there? He's not armed or anything like that. Hey, why are you asking us that? Well, you know, in America they've got pilots who can take guns on board. I mean, obviously, I know the laws in the UK are completely different in Europe and basically everywhere else.
Sorry to interrupt, but
Has something fallen down?
What?
Ooh! What's that all about?
That's not good.
Virus detected.
What the hell?
No, mate. What is that all about? Can I come out of that? Okay. Well, let's just take the. Hold on a minute. Let's just flip it, mate.
I don't know how you do it.
It is there. What is that all about? Okay, we'll take that out of the shot then.
Was it in shot? It was in shot.
It was in shot. Yeah. Yeah.
But you're not on screen.
Yeah, but no, that's fine. So we're going to go back onto this now. Yeah. So we'll just wait for that 350 to push, and then we'll get going. Yeah. So anyway, I know that the Virgin crew might turn around and say it's a little bit odd, isn't it? Security, we got a gentleman down here asking. I'm just asking. That's all. I think that might happen in America. I'm not sure as it would happen over here in the UK. I wouldn't do it overseas anywhere else, like Germany or wherever it might be, or Holland or France or anything like that. I just wouldn't know. Bonjour, Monsieur Piloten. What? Yeah, but the idea of a pilot or anybody on the flight deck carrying an armed device, to me, is not right. And I know that there's going to probably be a lot of people who are going to be like, yeah, but we got to protect our skies and all that kind of thing. Well, yeah, fair enough. The thing is that those cockpit doors, man, they are solid as a rock. You're not coming through that. Doesn't matter if you're Jeff Capes with 400 cattle behind you, you're not coming in. It's as simple as that. So why they need a gun on the flight deck, I have no idea. Unless the captain or the first officer goes loopy, but which one's going to have the gun? And we've experienced that already, haven't we? So, yeah, no. Anyway, so that news there, yes, okay, right, okay, that's news. Sorry, but anyway, he's basically claiming it was a misunderstanding, and that's really all there is. I won't give his name because we'll wait until not guilty until proven. No, guilty until proven innocent, or is it the other way around? Innocent until proven
guilty.
I'd be no good as a judge, would I? Oh, hello, mate. Yeah, guilty. Yeah. Feature of the modern day pilot training is crew resource management, which is all about flight crew working as a harmonious team for the safety of all on board. Behind you, threaten to shoot a fellow pilot while in flight does not happen often, but when it does, the law and aviation authorities come down hard on the perpetrator, who has put hundreds of lives at risk with such a reckless action. Indeed, former Delta Airlines pilot, blah blah blah. Allegedly threatened to shoot the captain over a decision to divert the flight to handle a passenger's medical emergency, as reported by Simple Flying last year. Disagreed with the idea and threatened multiple times to shoot the unmanned captain if the flight was diverted. Disagreed with the idea and threatened multiple times to shoot the unmanned. Yeah, we'll leave that one there, to be honest with you, because I think you can make your own minds up on that one. The next thing we'll know is that he's probably been. I'd imagine he's going to be found guilty. You know, you've done something wrong, mate. You don't pull a live weapon out in front of your captain and tell him not to. Blah blah blah. Right, Go First floats a separate company of ex-employees to deal with lessors. That's interesting. Go First, I think that's Indian, isn't it? Is Go First Indian? We've seen them at Toulouse,
Yes.
haven't we? Oh,
Yeah.
no, I'm not going to do that. No, I'm not doing that. The airline and its lessors have been engaged in disputes over the conditions of their planes. Floats a separate company of ex-employees to deal with less. Oh, so in other words, what they've done, they've created a separate entity of ex-employees of the company. So did they fire them or did they move them onto there? They obviously moved them onto there to deal with it. In other words, another building. They're over there, mate. Yeah, you want to deal with them? They're over there. We're nothing to do with it. No, sorry. Cayman Airways Boeing 737 MAX 8 lands in Los Angeles with damaged windshield. That's pretty. Yeah, that'll probably be from a bird strike or something like that. As airlines stated that only the outer layer of the windshield was affected. Good discussion point that in terms of the lamination of a windshield on an aeroplane. It's like about that thick. It's a thick old thing, man. And you would have to fire probably Jeff Capes and a herd of buffalo behind him at 800 mile an hour. You'd probably bust the screen out before you break the actual window. Bulletproof, literally, and it needs to be. It's travelling at stupid speeds, isn't it? Top 5 of the world's busiest country pairs by seats this month. A busy winter period shows a significant increase in seats for this month. We had struggles, didn't we, with Miami? We looked at JetBlue, by the way, and it was stupid money, wasn't it, Jilly? JetBlue.
Yes.
It was silly money. As BA, were BA and Virgin sort of like in the same ballpark, or?
For Miami.
Yeah.
British Airways wasn't an option.
Okay. All right.
JetBlue.
Yeah. We looked at TAP. TAP, which was interesting, and the reason I say that is because we were we would have had to have gone to Portugal. With
What does that say?
Power's off in 5 minutes to save energy. He would like to disable standby automatically.
Yes, disable.
Oh yes, yes disable. Yes disable. Yeah,
Yes,
I can't do it.
Disable.
It's not. I didn't even get a chance, mate. It wouldn't let me float over the thing thong. What's disabling? Are we crashing?
No, chill. Relax. I think that's your monitor. That's why it was on. Your monitor. This one here.
What do you mean it was off? It wasn't off.
Oh, when we first started earlier and the monitor wasn't on. You've got power saving settings.
Yeah, but I've been moving it all the time, haven't I? It's not like I've been.
Yeah.
Okay. Top 5. Oh. Everyone's going to be the same, innit? Okay, well, I'm just going to read you the headlines. Las Vegas is set to become North Atlantic's 7th US destination. Interesting, they've got some things going on at Norse, haven't they? 5 great places to visit on flights from Austin, Texas. Austin Bergstrom is the busiest non-hub airport in Texas. Cool. Avelo Airlines giving away $100 for first-time customers. Promo is available to book until January the 8th. Up to 5 weekly Boeing 777 Delhi flights, ? Details emerge of Air India's Dallas and Los Angeles plans. Well, hopefully we'll see that 350. What was it? Springtime, wasn't it? We were expecting it. Startup troubles? ? This is not a health questionnaire. New Pacific Airlines cut Las Vegas flights. Okay, in other words, a new startup airline is struggling already and cutting the Las Vegas flights. Probably quite expensive landing fees, I would have thought. American Airlines to launch 4 new seasonal routes from Charlotte. North Carolina, I think that is. Interesting. Okay. Iberia cancels flight as it faces strike action from employees. It's always a shame, isn't it, man? You know, I know these guys don't want to go on strike, but you know, you also got to ask yourself: have they got the money, the company? Like, you know, are they you know, have you sort of like looked at their monetary situation to say, yeah, they made billions last year, and the shareholders got billions, and lots of this and lots of that, profit, and we got no pay rise, or we got a 1% pay rise. I think we're due at least 5% or something like that. Based on that, that is my question. Do these folks that, you know, do they have access to all those numbers? I'm sure they can look. Sure they can look somewhere. And Company's House, something like that. You can see the profit and losses to gauge exactly how much money the company's got and how much it would be a fair amount to rather than going on strike. Wouldn't you sort of like get John to phone Steve and say, Steve, can you just have a word with the folks at their head office and just tell them we're not really happy with conditions at the moment, and we're thinking of going on strike because we feel that having looked at the numbers, the company made billions in profit last year. So I can't go left or right. Look, I'm trying to hover over it. Is it a bug? Is it a thingamajig? I reckon it's a thing phone. I reckon it's a, if nothing's happening, we might as well leave it.
We'll deal with it after.
Sure, it's not linked to that sidebar thing there, man. Look,
I don't know because I can't see it.
well, there's a sidebar link going down here with adverts and all that.
It could very well.
$49 one way. JetBlue launches new Florida route from Fort Lauderdale. $49 one way. Pretty cool. Of course, every JetBlue aircraft has a unique tail pattern to it, even though sometimes you think they all look the same. Like I thought until we went to, I think it might have been Screaming Emu who told us when we went to What do I do? Just
Jerry, just turn it on and things, yeah? It should come back on. That button you pressed before.
no.
Press it once. Don't touch anything.
Oh, look at all that over there.
Okay, so you just have to drag that back over to this screen. That's it. Okay.
Where's StreamYard? Go into StreamYard, yeah?
Yeah.
Turn on or no thanks? To Chrome.
Ignore that.
Okay, no thanks.
It's still
Go to-
live, don't panic.
On air episode 1, enter studio.
Enter studio. That's it. Don't fret.
Can they see me? It's a...
They can still see you.
Okay, enter studio.
Just chill.
I'm getting all
right?
hot and flustered.
Just take a deep breath.
Okay. Let me go present. Extra camera. Okay. Are we good? Right, okay. So there you go. I think we're done with the news because I think we're going to keep getting that thing phone come up. Have we not got? Am I not able to go on my settings here, Gilly, and do like screen time, like I do on my iPad and on my phone, like never, like 30 seconds or?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So go to
Not
settings.
right now, not
Oh.
right now.
I'm on a spaceship. Can't I go to settings?
It's Jerry. It's that monitor. It's not your PC.
All me bleeding thing thongs have gone, mate. All me thumbnails. Oh no, they're not.
They're all there.
I need to pull this one out of here and go separate on that one. There we go.
Just move it to the side.
Okay. I just want to... Right, we're good. Okay, so where was I? I was talking about... I think I will have to declare an emergency. What do you think of the airport then, folks? Okay. JetBlue, there we go. Big Red. Thank you, Big Red. Appreciate that. So we were on about JetBlue. Yeah. Again, we did see that wasn't it the economy was pretty reasonable, wasn't it?
We're talking about JetBlue.
Yeah. But I'm not sure about all that way on a.
Yeah, you said you didn't want to really go all that way.
Yeah.
In economy.
Yeah. The other one was TAP, wasn't it? With a 2 hour,
TAP
2.5 hour or whatever, 1.5 hour.
reasonable.
Yeah, TAP was cheap, man. 400 quid, as opposed to £2,000.
Yes.
So, but TAP was.
There was a complication.
There was a complication. There's a layover in Lisbon for one and a half hours. We were unsure, and the reason why we didn't do that was because we felt that there's a good possibility that I'd miss my connection. Don't want to do that. So we thought, you know what? And also TAP was like 400 quid return and £5,000 for a. Gilly, you're on screen there. Just coming on screen, yeah. Move, yeah, just move. That way a little. Space Dream.
No, there was no middle ground between economy and business.
No. It was either 400 quid or it was £5,000 or something stupid like that. Okay, so here we go then. We are going to talk tonight, folks. Now listen, the other thing I want to make sure that I mention here is we're going to be playing out some videos, and those videos are from YouTubers, and we're going to do as much as we can to promote that channel in terms of giving their channel name, reading out any titles to it, playing out maybe what we're considering is just playing out videos from one channel this week, because even though a lot of people know who we are, this guy, he may not like Big Jet TV. He might just be sort of like, no, I'm not having him do me bloody videos, so I'm going to copyright strike him. And then in which case we'll just have no videos on the thing. It might happen, it might not. I'm pretty sure, I'd be honest with you, every YouTuber that I've contacted, Chili, by way of putting a comment on their video and saying, hello, it'd be great if we could use your videos for this, that and the other. They'll be like, yeah, we love you, man. We really enjoy watching you. Knock yourself out, do what you like, you know. And I've done that quite a few times. So I'm hopeful that that these guys will be like, wow, yeah, thanks for that, mate. Really appreciate that. Even though it's got 375,000 views, another 30,000 will work, you know. And also you're promoting my channel. So we've got loads of copyright strikes, haven't we, Jilly? Like how many?
No, we don't.
No. People who've used our content, including the Daily Telegraph and other people. You know, and it's not us. It's YouTube flagging it. Okay, so this fella will get flagged. You know, you have a copyright blah blah claim. You can do a copyright claim, isn't it? You know. Now he'll either click. Oh. Yeah, don't like this bloke. I think I'm going to give him a copyright strike. There you go. Margaret, put them chips on. Or he's going to go, oh, yeah, I like this bloke. He's all right. Yeah, cool, fantastic. Oh, listen, mate, thanks for the props. Thanks for the shout-outs and all that. I really appreciate that. So we'll see which way he goes. One way or the other, because it's guaranteed he's going to get a notification of a copyright blah, blah, isn't he? So we are going to play out some quite interesting stuff. How, by the way, did Ben manage to see that John Travolta thing, Julie? Is it because of the tab that was on the... Didn't you hear that?
I'm hearing you trying
okay.
to say anything.
All right. So Ben Brown put a comment on about John Travolta's 707. How did he see that?
Oh, because I put it in the description as per...
Okay, so here we go then. Interesting bit of news that that came out, I think about a week or maybe a little bit of a while ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, was that the launch customer for the 737 Lufthansa are going back to the aircraft with the Max, the 737 Max aircraft. Be the Max 8, wouldn't it? Max 8? Max 9. Ordering, I think it was 100 aircraft, along with a batch of A220s as well, something like 30 or something like that. But it's great for Lufthansa, I've got to say, and I really look forward to seeing their jets. However, I would really like to see their aircraft, in at least a few of them in the older livery, the retro-y livery, which compared to what it was in sort of like, you know, what, 77 or something like that, not a lot dissimilar in a funny sort of way, which is basically using the yellow crane on the yellow circle with the crane in it. That's very unique to Lufthansa, and they've gone the opposite direction now, and they've taken it out, the yellow out altogether. It's a bit like, you know, SAS with their orange engine cowls. I still can't quite get used to that, but I'm sure there's a reason behind it. I think, you know, I think that I think SAS put that sort of like, you know, idea out there that without telling the people this is what the old aeroplane looked like, and making sure that the people who were voting for it were knowledgeable of aviation and the aircraft and the airline and potentially the old style. Maybe it was staff, I don't know, but maybe there was a whole load of different designs and none of them had the orange engine cowls. How many people put a note in the suggestion box? I like everything you've got, but why have you lost the engine cowls in orange? Whether they were just like, here, Pete, we've got a load of can you do the engine cowls in orange? Another one from Steve. You do the engine cowlings in orange. There's a load of them here, mate. Look, don't worry about that, mate. Just put them in the bin, mate. We're going up. We're going the other direction. Oh, okay then. But that's what people think. Yeah, but you know, we paid £5 million to this company to do all these designs, and we can't just ring them up and go, oh, do you mind putting the orange engine? Oh, really? Right, that's another 5 million you owe us. Well, it's only orange engine cows. No, you pipe me head off. But anyway, so with Lufthansa, it was interesting that they were the launch customer for the Boeing 737. I do have some information here because I know I'm going to get a lot of things wrong. But if you remember, the first aircraft out of the box with Boeing was the 707. Now, I'm going to quickly switch here. Okay, there we go. Yeah, right. Okay, so we're going to have a little look. Pull it where?
There, that's oh. So you've got the whole thing.
Yeah, but I've got all my comments here. Okay. Any space cat's going to be making an appearance? He's upstairs. He's in the upper deck. So we've seen the airport now, the airfield at Staines International. I'll just give you a quick sweep of the airfield once again with the lovely old Queen's building there, handcrafted by a gentleman in Marrakesh or something like that. The Marriott Hotel, of course, there again, another product from the archives of Aviation Retail Direct. Good evening to you, Paul, and is it Misha? Mia? Is that the name of the cat? I know. Mia the cat, Misha. Mia the cat. Oh, mate. Best cat you've ever had. Anyway, so there we go. Oh, no, sorry. Yeah. Anyway, so 380 is still there. Now this 380 comes into Staines International sort of like in the morning, doesn't go out till late at night. I think she's still sitting there waiting. That TriStar's a regular. That's a charter. The daily is that Alaskan? That 737. Yeah. That's an Alaskan 737, very nice indeed. Eatus 350, again, kind of Boston-y with their daily service. She's on the push now. 777 freighter, as you can see there. Loading, can you see that? I want to see if these people can see it. Can you see that engine on the lift there, folks?
Just there. Ben.
Lance D need to add a Delta 757 and a Lufty 346.
The fact that the FedEx is parked at a passenger gate.
No, it's poetic license.
Okay,
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think it was Ben with.
it's a
very
spare stand,
strict-
folks. It's a spare stand. They've got. Give us a break. You can't park that there. No, it's as you can see, the passenger walkway is well away. They've got enough space there. It's a big stand, and the FedEx comes in there daily and offloads there. But the special consignment tonight is an A330's engine. Is anyone seeing it? Looks congested, Jerry. When are you going to build a second runway? Oh, okay. So that, let me see it. I see it. Paul Skilling. Yes, can see the engine. Rick Freeman. Daniel Banks. Neil. Mar Dave. Yeah, we can see it. Yoshi. Michael McEwen. Oh, that's brilliant. Just bunging an engine in the back door, Andrew Hickinbottom. Yeah, we can see it. Melanie. Squirrel. Andy P. Rab H. Kathy. Clive Clark. Yeah, that is absolutely brilliant. I'm going to be honest with you, folks. I was a little bit naughty. I butchered that engine off another model, which was a bit of a clunker and was due to be scrapped. So I basically said to the manufacturer,
Fire department's right over there.
yeah, fire department's over there out of shot at the moment. We're waiting for the fire department, haven't fully integrated yet. They're still on training exercises, but we will have something going on there, and I will be able to create some with the lights and all that sort of thing. Maybe even sort of like a little indoor firework with some with a plane, you know. Anyway, that's in the future. Yeah. Anyway, so there we go. There's the pad over there. There's the A330 Turkish freighter. There's the virus detected on the city there. Don't know what that's about, man. But anyway, there's the tower. The Antonov AM-124 still in heavy maintenance. No, I don't think it is either. Coletta, that's their daily 767 flight in there. And can I zoom in at all on it? No, that's as far back I can come. So there we are on there. Now, let's go to the subject matter. Okay, so as you're aware, let's come back to this. Now, look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Don't get jealous now, but look at this for a model. Okay. Sorry, just got to move my camera a little bit. Look at that. Isn't that absolutely beautiful, man? I don't know what she weighs in at, but she's not light. But look at those Pratt & Whitney JT8Ds. Fully chrome. Underside, she's fully chrome. Proper old school. 707 or 720, because the 720, I thought the 720 was the one that had the aerial on the back. I need to double check. That's not a 720. 400 boxes, yeah. On that, 707 100. Okay. Well, I'm. But anyway, isn't it absolutely gorgeous, mate? Look at the tail livery, isn't it fantastic? Look at the where's me thing? Look at the colours of it. It's just beautiful, isn't it? Proper retro. Now that 707, okay, was Boeing's first jump into commercial airliners. Of course, they built a lot of military aircraft during the war. You know, some very famous aircraft, Boeing B-17 Flying Fortress, the Super Fortress, etc., etc. They had also built flying boats and other amazing prop aircraft as well. But this was their first foray into the commercial airliner business. And that was, let me just double check. Hold on a minute. I've got my little thing fongs here. History of long haul flight. Okay, go. Yeah. Now, this is interesting, and we really should have, and we can talk about this at a later stage as well. Is that I should put the camera over there because I keep looking over there, Chili. I should put the camera over there because then I'm looking at me, aren't I? Rather than keep looking over there. Hold on a minute. Oh, here we go. Oh no, I'm repositioning the camera now. This is probably going to be a little. Oh, there we go. Is that right? Does that work? Is that okay?
You're extremely out of focus.
No, not anymore. I'm not.
Oh, you are. Yeah.
Okay.
That works.
Okay. Let's just make sure that our area that I've got there, because you could see my gun earlier on, couldn't you? Got my space drink there. I'm all. No one can hear you sing up here. I tell you, it's very lonely. Anyway, there we go. Boeing 707, the first jet airliner. The Comet, which was a British-built aircraft and design. We can talk about that on another show later on. Amazing aeroplane. But interestingly enough, when it debuted in 1952, believe it or not, but it didn't re-enter service with all the issues that it had until 1958, by which time it was too late, because this beautiful aeroplane here, with the Pratt & Whitney JT3Ds, not 8Ds, was its first jetliner. TWA operating 128 of the type. After that, in 59 and 62, DC-8 and Convair Coronado, that's another aircraft that we'll talk about. But what is interesting about the 707, folks, is let me just zoom in ever so slightly on that flight deck, because I want to show you something. Let me tell you. Oh, it's that far as I can go. Okay, let's work going a little bit. Okay, so now this is something I've learned over the years. Look how low she is to the ground. Always connect with the stubby sort of undercarriage, engine clearance kind of thing. But look, study that flight deck. A little bit difficult to sort of like fully make it out because of the anti-glare, the black anti-glare paint. But the 707 was hold on a minute. Where did the oh, you know what I didn't get. You know what I didn't get. You know what I didn't get. 727. Didn't get the 7. Oh, yes, I did. There it is. Right. Okay. So anyway, the 707 was their first run into commercial aviation. We're going to move that off down the taxiway now, folks. She's just going to move off down there. Off into the holding area. I'm going to run out of space over there. Hold on a minute. I need it. Right. So the 727 was the next aircraft that came online. Actually, I'll tell you what I will do. I think it's important that we do some kind of a size comparison, because one would think, right, that the 707 was a much, much bigger aeroplane than the 727. But have a look at that in terms of scale and see what I'm talking about, because that's a 4-engine long-range jet, albeit, okay, fair enough, appreciate that. But the 727 was also slated as also sort of like a certainly long range in terms of across the Americas, I think. Why is that blur in there like that? Let's just have a look there like that. Is that better, folks? Is that better? So anyway, a beautiful tri-engined Boeing 727. But basically what Boeing did, if you look at the flight deck, the front end of the aircraft, they retained that right the way through all of their aircraft, more or less. Same body, cabin layout, you know, in terms of the configuration. But then Boeing looked at an alternative, a potential alternative for the 727 in terms of cost and operational cost and range as well, to see whether they could get the same kind of range out of the two Pratt & Whitney JT8Ds, was it, with the 737-200 that we're just about to look at here, because obviously they went from the 100, but they went to the 200 very, very quickly. I think the 100 didn't have an overwing exit, and then the 200 did, or something like that. So we can move that 707 out of the way now, and we can bring the 737 in, which was the launch customer with Lufthansa. This is a cargo variant, which were I'm not sure how that worked out in terms of the orders, but it's interesting, isn't it, to see that, you know, a major airline like that was operating cargo that early on in the game, you know, back in the 70s and 80s, was it? Let's just have a little look here. 737 narrow body aircraft produced by Boeing at its Everett and Renton factories in Washington, developed to supplement the 727 on short and thin routes. The twin jet retains the 707 fuselage width and 6 abreast seating, but with 2 underwing turbofans instead of 4. Envisioned in, obviously a lot shorter aircraft, of course, needs to mention there. Envisioned in 1964, the initial 737-100 made its first flight in April 1967. What is interesting, if you look back in the archives as well, the original 737, the engines were bolted to the back of the fuselage like a 727, but without the number 2 engine on the top of the fuselage. But this is what they ended up settling with. 737-100-200 original variants were powered by Pratt & Whitney JT8Ds low bypass engines and offered seating for 85 to 130 passengers. Launched in 1980 and introduced in 1984, the 737 Classic 345 variants were upgraded to the CFM56. Just to make a note that the launch customer was Lufthansa. So we're moving on with the 727. Interesting story that that Paul told me over at ARD today was that apparently back in the day, Pan American used to use the 727 for military flights around Europe. It never used to go back to the States. It just carried troops around Europe. And they used them as feeder flights and that kind of thing. So anyway, there's your 737 200, which is more or less the same as a 737-100. No winglets, as you can see, and those lovely old engines, proper old smokers. Here is the next generation 737, which we're all sort of familiar with, and what we do sort of see from time to time as well, like the 400s up, is it NAC, up at Anchorage, and other ones that we've seen, the NG, which is the CFM56. Look at the ground clearance, but look at the similarity, folks, of the flight deck. See the front end of the jet is exactly the same. So just saves money, really, at the end of the day, if it's successful and they can bolt it onto another fuselage, which kind of works for them in terms of the cargo the cabin configuration. And what is really interesting is it carries on to the max as well. Literally goes to the max. There's the 3 there. Okay, and there is Iceland. There's beautiful 737 Max, which we see at Heathrow regularly, and we see those. Why isn't this moving? Oh, come on. Okay, here we go. Okay, why not? Is it going to go that way? Okay, it's going to go that way. It's chocker, isn't it? It's chocker out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the airport audio, they don't like the airport audio then. We tried that, didn't we? We tried the airport. They couldn't hear it. Interesting. Should we try the airport audio one more time, folks? Because kind of. Oh. Can't hear a thing. Can you hear me okay? Turn it up a little bit more. Nice. Jeremy Smith, we used to call the 400 bobbies. Love it. Why am I hearing myself here? I can hear myself actually. Airport audio with Jerry ran in the background. Can't hear Jerry, can't really hear the airport audio. Looks like the lineup at JFK, Captain Manny. That Lufthansa 737 used to fly in early, drop its cargo, have the seats attached and get towed to Terminal 2 for a flight back with passengers playing Mad Dean. I'm just waiting until the echo now, Jules saying. Yeah, it's not working, mate. It's not working. I don't know what the echo is, because that... You what? Present, yeah. I've got no settings, audio, and then at the back it says speaker. It's the ones.
There's none of that is coming through whatsoever.
Reduce mic background noise. So try that. How's that work, folks? Check, check. No, I can hear myself, mate. Keep hearing myself. Right, I'm going to go back to that. Echo cancellation. Stand by. No, still hear myself. Why can I hear myself? So it's coming out of there, it's going through there, and it's coming through here, and it's going out through. Yeah, but listen. Hello? We've got to sort that out. Is that your washing machine, Steph? Okay, well we'll try and work on that, yeah, Julie?
Yeah, we'll sort that out.
Yeah, but my worry now is this when I play out these YouTube videos, are they going to hear that? Probably not, isn't it?
Well, there's only one way to find out. I don't know what you've done, but you've changed something since we did this last.
Well, all I did was I had to come back on, didn't I? I had to come back on, didn't I? So, but I didn't change the audio settings.
Since you got this microphone, don't mess it about now.
Wait a minute. Okay. Hello. Hello. It's like I'm stuck in there. Sorry. Right. Okay. Whatever. We'll leave that and work with it. And bring it hopefully on the next show. So there you go. 737s in all their glory and lineup. An interesting story that I heard somebody say. It's funny, isn't it, when you get rumours and stuff like that. But the 737 apparently having another recall.
You sound better now. What did you do?
I put it on a different mic.
Yeah, there's something wrong with that mic. Leave it on what you're on. Leave it on what you're on.
Check 1 2. Yeah. So where were we? So yes, apparently there's another issue with the rudder. I don't know how that's how far through that is, whether it's just for a certain batch. Most of these problems that they come up against is usually a batch of aircraft. 737, folks, still the best selling. Let me get my words right here. In terms of aircraft, in terms of numbers, I believe the Airbus A320 is already, well, not already, but it has overtaken it. But Boeing still, let's just have a little look. CFM 56 engine on the NG, the next generation jet. They're the Jurassic ones, the ones over there, the classics. and the Jurassics. Variants have updated CFM56-7 turbofans, a larger wing, and an upgraded glass cockpit. So when we talk about glass cockpit, hold on a minute. Yeah, the next generation jet, that BA one that you see in the middle way there, that had next generation glass cockpit. So that means that the analog system was set aside. Probably still had a couple of analog instruments, but I think that there was maybe a artificial horizon.
Which mic are you speaking into?
This one here, as far as I'm aware.
You need to be closer to it because you're quiet.
Okay, can I just ask, is that better? Right, okay. So, turn the mic up. Oh, mate, look at what's going on here.
Yes, that's
Okay, so I just need to get it closer to me. Right. Okay. Let me do this. Let me do this. Let me do this.
It's when you sit back.
Okay, let me do this. Let me do this. Stand by. Excuse me. Okay, the mic's going to go off, okay? Check, 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 check. Is that better? Nice. What's his name? Yeah, the pencil with the pencil, yeah. Hello, good evening, and welcome to The Price is Right. Oh, no, it was the blankety blank, wasn't it? Right, so hopefully you can hear me a bit better now. There we go, there we go. So there we go, the 737, 737-100, 200s, which we've been over the JT80 low bypass turbofans. Still a fan, but the bypass, which is the around the engine, around the edge of the core of the engine, around the outside of the engine, how much air bypasses that, which basically means that with the low bypass, means that the majority of the air was fed through the core of the engine, whereas nowadays it's around about 70% of the air is bypassing the core of the engine. So so that shows how powerful the back end of the engine is, that basically rotates with the combustor and creates the front low compression blades to well, the fan blades to spin and give that amazing amount of thrust. So therefore reducing the amount of fuel that they use, so to speak. So that means that they become basically a very efficient, fuel efficient engine. And that's what the engine manufacturers around the world have been doing for years and years and years, is basically at each other's necks, trying to outcompete each other. Of course, the MAX aircraft is exclusively the LEAP engine, which is the upgrade from the CFM56, basically a larger fan assembly on the from the CFM56, using predominantly a lot of the same core technology of the engine, which is already proven with the CFM, but with a new big big fan blades, big carbon fan blades on the LEAP engine, which have had their issues, as have the Pratt & Whitney engines as well on the A320s and the A220s. You know, it's teething problems in it when you've got a brand new engine. It probably, you know, even the Trent 1000s are still having problems. I think, to be honest with you, by the time they've sorted all those engine issues out, the chances are that the Ultrafan engine from Rolls-Royce will be on the line. And of course, the Ultrafan is something that we'll touch on in another show as well, because the plan is with Rolls-Royce is to have an engine, a multiple type engine. So they've got the big one that they're working on at the moment, which is actually bigger than the G9X, which is just unbelievable, because that is an unbelievable engine in itself. But they will also look at engines, scaling them down, but basically using the technology of the Ultrafan, but just scaling it down to smaller aircraft, like aircraft that are powered by older generation engines, so they can re-engine them and not have to scrap them, because they might still have quite a lot of frame time left on them. Like, for example, potentially the A330, you know, but the A330 Neo is going to phase out the CEO, but they're already talking with the XWB engine, because of course the Trent family is a family in itself, whereas the Ultrafan is a new family of engines. So they are saying that potentially they could re-engine with the Ultrafan, they could re-engine 350s in the future, so that those beautiful carbon airplanes can live on long into, because as far as I'm concerned, I mean, I don't know, the carbon airframe, possibly the composite frame, possibly would have more capability in terms of its longevity. Maybe, I know they all expand and contract, etc., etc., but does the carbon expand slightly less than, because you stretch alloys, don't you? You stretch the aluminium, you know, the frame of the engine gets stretched, whereas with the carbon it's all one tube, isn't it? So I don't know, fill me in on that one if you like. But so the 737, it's had its issues, but it's great to see that they're working really hard on it. As all aircraft are having issues at the moment, to be honest with you, all aircraft, new aircraft manufacturers, whether it be with the engine or whether it be with the frame itself, or just general technical issues. But like I say, that's all part and parcel of stuff that people don't see outside of the industry when they sit on a plane. 90% of people just sit on it, don't care what aircraft it is, and have no idea about the history of it, and how many variants they've got, and etc., etc. But yeah, I like the 737 MAX myself, personally. It's got a very strong, very strong wing to it. As you can see, I think they did possibly extend the wing. I think it's an all new wing on the MAX. Perhaps somebody could tell me on that one. But what they're saying here, after the next generation, larger wing, okay, there we go, and an upgraded cockpit. That was obviously the CFM56 powered next generation, seating 108 to 215 passengers. That's that one in the middle of the BA jet. The latest generation 737 MAX, powered by the improved CFM LEAP 1B high bypass turbofans, and accommodating 138 to 204 people. Same cabin configuration, 3-3, but they've just, as you can see, stretched stretched the cabin. Excuse me. And of course, they're working on the 9 now, and that's, I think, as far as they can stretch it. It's only so far that you can stretch an aircraft before it starts, you know, compromising the undercarriage and the landing characteristics and all that kind of thing, because it just would be too long. As of November 2023, 16,150. Wow. As of November 2023, this is obviously when this article was written, so not that long ago, 16,158 Boeing 737s have been ordered and 11,615 delivered, so back order of 5,000. That's not too bad, actually. Initially, its main competitor was the McDonnell Douglas DC-9. That's interesting as well. We'll have a look at that. We filmed a couple of them before folks look back on our channel, see the stuff we've done at, well, we had one at Boeing Field, didn't we? No, Painfield. Was it Painfield, the DC-9, or Boeing Field? Boeing Field. And Anchorage, of course, with those beautiful DC-9s over there. Possibly, yeah. Followed by its MD-80, MD-90 derivatives, which were, you know, to be honest with you, yeah, they were the early variant of the DC-9, but it became the McDonnell Douglas MD-80 and MD-90. Different names, but just obviously different derivatives. Longer, basically. In 2013, the global 737 fleet had completed more than 184 million flights, over 264 million block hours since its entry into service. Its highest selling commercial aircraft until being surpassed by the competing Airbus A320 family in October 2019, but remains the record in total deliveries, which is what I said earlier on. Max, the 737 Max design is to compete with the A320 Neo, of course, which is something that we'll look at on another show as well, bring more models in. Like I say, folks, all these models from ARD, Aviation Retail Direct, we put in their link up, Jilly. We'll put a link up so you can hit their website, and unfortunately, poor old Paul's going to get inundated now, and have you got this? Have you got that? When is that? Is that coming out yet? Is that there yet? Have you got that Qantas new livery yet? Trust me, when I was in Paul's procurement room today, taking these models, folks, honestly, I thought our job, Jilly, you need to come up to ARD and you need to go into that procurement room, because you'll have kittens, mate. I'm telling you. Be like, wow, the whole shelf, all the shelves full of models, just full of boxes of models, all going out to individuals, all to be shipped out. Unbelievable procedure that they've got there. So you're just going to add to that. So I'm sorry about that. So there we go, the 737, ladies and gentlemen. A nice bit of history, and great to see Lufthansa returning to the 737. But like I said, I'd much rather see, and we'll do this on another show, I'll go and get I'll get a Lufthansa livery through the ages models, because they've got the old one, they've got the retro one, which was my favourite with their 321, which has now been de-badged, doesn't it? It got sold, didn't it? The 321 retro to some holiday airline or something, didn't it? But anyway, so yeah, there you have it. Lufthansa, the launch customer for the 737, which is quite interesting, isn't it? I thought it was someone like Southwest. Am I right in that? Let's just have a look. Goldhawk Road reminds me of the airport scene at the end of Bullet. Brilliant. Yeah. There we go. There we go. Lufthansa launch customer. Let's just have a look at that initial design. See that 1964 concept with tail-mounted engine. Interesting. Podded engines on the aft fuselage. If you're familiar, folks, it's quite interesting with the history of the 747 as well, / A380. Jim K. SW launched 700 model. Southwest launched the 700 variant. Wow. So quite late on, really. That's let's just have a look at that. 700. That would be the NG, wouldn't it? Next generation 6, 7, 8, and 9s. Updated CFM 56. Doesn't say what date that was. That was 1964. The initial 100, 200. Literally about 5 years. No, about 5 months later or something like that. The original variants introduced. Okay, in 1980, and launched in 80 and introduced in 1984. The 737 Classic 300, 400 and 500 variants were upgraded with the CFM56. La 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 la. Introduced in 1997, the 737 next generation, 6, 7, 8 and 9s. So Southwest only came in 1997. Wow. I thought they were a massive... Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it? A European carrier being the launch customer. Well, it's interesting, isn't it? BA was the launch customer for the 777-200 as well, which caused them quite major issues as well with the GE90 engines, which is how the Trent 800 was born, because the CFM, the Trent. What was on the jumper? For God's sake, lost it. Rolls Royce. Unique. Stop it. Stop it. I mean, it's going to come. RB211. So the RB211 was obviously a unique engine for Boeing, and it kind of, for Rolls-Royce, and it kind of saved the Boeing, didn't it? Really, because Boeing were obviously having huge issues with their General Electric engines on the 747. I want to come out of that one, don't I? There's a guy I went to school with who swears he's Elvis, Plain Mad Dean. Some great video YouTubes of Heathrow 1985, 2013 aircraft stills. Asked him if he may allow you to show them on the show. Plain Mad Dean, we've got other footage of Heathrow. Yeah, because these are aircraft stills, which is a loop probably. There's some great stuff there, and also Paul has got, in fact I've got them here, haven't I? But we're basically going to be showing out videos as well. Southwest flew Mini 200s and 300s before that. Interesting. Yeah, they got some. I'm sure they got some old, lovely old non-wingletted 737s. Haven't they? When did the? I think that's, was it the 737 NG where the winglet was introduced? If you see what I mean, the sharklet. Because obviously I love the old ones. No, the early JT9s were a problem. Interesting. Okay, Vero Beach. A 737 MAX should have been scrapped in favour of bringing back the 757. Well, Gold Hawk Road, that is a that is a debate that's just going to roll on and roll on and roll on. The 757, unfortunately, it's no longer in production. It will not be. That's another topic of discussion that we're going to talk about on a future show, about that stupid idea of the 747. We've been in touch with Boeing. I've got an official word back from them, which basically poo-poos the whole idea of a twin-engine 747, please, and certainly a 727 or a 757X. The closest you're going to get to that would potentially be a 767, a re-engined 767. I agree in some ways that the 757, eh? What this one here? What, to the right or? Okay. Yeah, 757 X that people have discussed. It is an interesting concept. I have to be honest with you. It's a great airframe. It's got multiple opportunities in terms of freighters, and it's big, high standing undercarriage. About the only Boeing, to be honest with you, that gives you that ground clearance to put a big engine underneath the wing, which is what the problem was with the Max. Was if you look at the NG, if you look at the pylon of the NG there, compared to the pylon on the the pylon on the NG versus the pylon on the Max, you can see that because it's a much bigger engine. It's had to be lifted, and that's what upset the airflow over the wing, and caused those issues with it wanting to pitch down, etc., etc. And that's all, of course, been dealt with now. But unfortunately, it was a terrible thing, wasn't it? You know, brand new airplane, and those things happen. But obviously, that continues on in the circles of the legal part of things, and we don't really want to sort of like touch on that. So it's now a successful aircraft. Um, um, Many operators falling in love with Boeing again, like Lufthansa, and it's great to see. I want to see really good competitiveness between the two manufacturers. Airbus have kind of had it easy, it has to be said. Obviously, they're a little bit, it's a bit of a shame because back in 1983, I think it was it 1983 or was it 1993 or was it 2013? Hold on a minute. I'm just having a look at the dates because there's a lot of them. 1988, studies started on the A380, and in 1990, Airbus announced the A380. A lot of money's worth that. And then, of course, you had the A340. Project announced, like I said, in 1990. December 2000, Airbus launches a 10.7 billion A380 program. 2002, the 340, 600 in this service. 380, 26-year development. That's is it very pointy? Is it A380? 26-year development, 1980 to 2006, with huge delays. Airbus originally conceived the initial idea for the A380 back in the late 80s, and it was developed as a direct long-haul competitor to the Boeing 747. Late 80s, Airbus begins work to design an ultra-high-capacity airliner to compete with the Boeing 747. But the 747, kind of agree on this, always won the war on freight and passenger capability. In fact, I think I wrote that bit, and as a hugely successful all-up freighter. Yeah, there you go. Let's just have a look at this. But I think it was sort of like I think it was around about 2013 that if you look at the conception dates and the launch dates or the announcement dates for the A380, the announcement of the 777X, you'll find that the A380 at the time that the 777X was announced in prototype form, blah blah blah, was around about the time that Airbus was selling the most of its A380s. I think that was around about 2013, something like that. And then sort of like things started to, slow down a little bit in terms of fuel prices and that kind of thing. And these big super twins were coming online, and they were like, a lot of airlines were like, well, hold on a minute, we're going to hold off a little bit, and because of all the delays, that obviously affected them as well. Still got rid of a lot of them, and they're still very successful in the air at the moment. Emirates are all over the A380 in terms of, using it in their advertising campaigns. It's their flagship, basically, at the end of the day. Although I must be honest with you, I did see a picture of a number of A380s that were being scrapped in that other Dubai airport that we went to, where the training DWC, which is quite interesting. So obviously using them for spare parts, I'd imagine, and scrapping parts of them. Obviously now they have a shed load of spare engines. Those all the internals of the aircraft will be used on the fleet because they still got a shed load of A380s and planning to have them into the 2040s. I think I heard somewhere along the line. But yeah, so that's quite interesting. I don't know how I got onto that. How did I get onto that? Chili's. Oh yeah. Yeah, in terms of the competitiveness, but we're going to be doing a show on that as well, folks. We've got lots of different stuff that we're going to do. Now, that is the sort of like topic of the day in terms of the the models and the airport layout and all that kind of stuff. I hope you like it. I hope you enjoy it. Spent a lot of time and a lot of effort on it. Have to say again, a big shout out to ARD for supplying all of this stuff. We really appreciate it. And whatever you see here, apart from obviously the old cardboard stuff over there on the left, everything else is available. The tower does not come with a little light on the top of it, folks. That's me who's done that, and I'm pretty proud of it. So we're going to finish the show with a play out here, folks. Now, what I want to do is I'm going to give you a quick shout out. Now, listen, this is very important that we do this. If I hold on. Now, the problem that I've got here, Jilly, is that is this going to play out? Are they going to hear it? Okay. Yeah, but I was sharing audio then, wasn't I? So the screen might be a little bit different. So there's this guy, Speedbird HD, folks. Are we gonna what we're gonna put up, Jilly? In part, we're gonna put him in here, are we? Share screen, yeah. John Travolta. Share. All right, okay. Remove it for now, just to. Okay. Yeah, but when it's full screen, I can't read it out. I can't read out the name of it. So anyway, this guy, folks, his channel name is Speedbird HD. I think he's from the UK, but he's obviously got a lot of very old classic. Oh, he's in Los Angeles. Sorry. Okay, but anyway, he has got a lot of really good quality old school videos, along with other stuff on his channel. But I just wanted to show you this, which is John Travolta's 707. We talked about this quite a few times before. I remember once when we were talking about it being ferried from America to Australia. This is him flying his jet. Let me just have a look here. Okay, so this is from Speedbird HD. He's got 63,000 subscribers. He's had 938,409 views from March the 1st, 2012 on this beautiful video. I don't know if it's his, whether he's borrowed it from somebody else and somebody else has given him permission, blah, blah, blah. But what we're doing here is we're going to give him a big shout out and ask you all to go and subscribe to his channel and just tell him that you came from Big Jet TV. And the reason we need you to do that is that we don't want to get a copyright strike from him. You know, so we'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens with that, and hopefully he'll be cool on it. But anyway, his comment is manufactured in 1964. This bird has been around. Ex-Qantas, ex-Braniff, now sporting the retro Qantas livery. This aircraft comes to LAX often. However, it's rarely seen on the move. It usually comes in at night and departs at night, quite smoky. So this possibly is his video, and the reason I say that is because if you look over on the left hand side, you'll see what appears to be a Delta jet, and certainly not one of the era of it's a Boeing, isn't it? Shall we so right, okay, well I'm going to share it now. Yeah, you ready? Okay, and I'm going to go big on that. I'm going to go. Okay, let me close that one down. Hold on a minute. Why is it saying add to stage? Okay, remove that one, and then hold on. I'm trying to go full screen on that one, mate. There we go. Is that good, Jilly? I know, I don't know. I think I should remove that. No, I can't remove it, you see. I can't remove that one there. I've got two of them. Okay, but that's fine, Can we go big on this one? Yes, we can. Okay, folks, here we go. So I am now going to play you this beautiful 707. Look on your left-hand side of your screen there. That looks like either an Embraer, possibly, or a CRJ or something like that. It's got winglets, hasn't it? Or is it a, I think it might be a CRJ. Is someone making noise? Not a mouse down there, is it? So let's play this out, and I hope you can hear it, folks, because this is proper smoky. So once again, thank you to Speedbird HD. Go and check his channel out, folks, and say hello. What am I doing? What do you want me to do? Oh, okay, all right. So I don't need to point the microphone. Oh. Oh, okay. Sorry. That didn't work very well, did it? Hey? Yeah, but I couldn't hear it.
Oh my God, you're not supposed to.
Yeah, but I want to hear it.
Then they leave it twice. That's why you need a headset.
Oh, well, you didn't tell me that. Well, shall I should put a headset in that? In the back of that? Well, where do I put a headset into then?
Another device like I'm doing with the tablet, you can put it to so it plays on there and you listen to it.
Will it play it live? Anyway, did you? We heard it, James Dayton saying, okay, well, that's all I want to know. I've seen it about 1 million times, so thank you once again, Speedbird HD. No, we haven't, because the last time we did it. Okay, so he's got a lot of LAX videos. Farewell to the Boeing 747 tribute. Okay. So there's the one that we played out. Oh, we've got to show this, haven't we? Or should we save that for... Let's see what he says. Let's see if he's cool with everything. If he's cool with everything, we'll play out some other stuff of his on another show. Favourite plane ever? Built. And anybody asking... There's me Braniff 747. Complete with UHF aerials, dirty bum, and took me ages to build that. Did look at the seamless. What does this bleeding thing work? Look at the seam on the top of the fuselage, as in lack of seam.
Johnny, they can't hear you because you're technical.
Blimey, I've only put it there. So have I got to talk like that? Really? Okay. Right, okay, so what's that like that? Flipping heck. Okay, well, that's the first trial. I hope you enjoyed it. How long have we been on for? Blimey, O'Reilly. Yeah, far too long. It's time to go to sleep, for crying out loud. Right, folks. I hope you enjoyed it. Let's just take a few comments from the floor. Um, Braniff took longer than the original to build. Rab H, yeah. Robert Hilton, clean up on R4, please. Gadget, Mrs. H. I've been waiting to see the Braniff. There we go. Need a Terry Wogan, blankety blank, Mike. Yeah, Paul Skilling also. Give him a slap. D Bashmo, good to see you, my friend. Headset with Mike. Headset with Mike. A wired headset with Mike. What's that all about then? Jerry's playing a flute. That's very funny, actually. You need so round, Mike, not pointy. Okay, Pico 7, thank you. Thanks everybody. Loved it. It was good. It was good while it lasted. So that's part one. That's part one, series one, episode one. We'll make sure we get it right next time. But I think, in general, the discussion points went well. Thank you to everybody for tuning in. Sorry I haven't read a lot of your comments out because I've just been talking and talking, haven't I? And I've got to go to flipping bed. Okay, yeah. Okay. Okay, hold on a minute. I'll tell you what I'm going to do in future, folks, because it's over here. Why does it need to be over here? It should be over here, shouldn't it?
Well, wherever you're
No.
casually always looking,
Yeah,
you know,
at
in your
the
line
camera,
of sight. Yeah.
Not like. So let's read a few comments out then.
I know something you keep saying, why does he keep looking to the
Yeah.
right?
What's he doing over there?
And I'm like, I've got no idea.
Could you get a Yeti USB mic? Or you could get a Yeti USB mic. We'll look into it, folks. But I think headset with a. Yeah. And but hold on a minute. If I listen to that, no. Yeah. Goldhall Road, will you invite the grumpy Jeremy Vine pilot in for a chat? Apparently, he went back on his word afterwards and said, well, not back on his word, but apparently he went back and said, you know what, he is all right. He just gets excited, doesn't he? Let's face it, at the end of the day, he just gets excited, doesn't he? And how can you not get excited? So I was telling someone today, or the other day, whenever it was, it's akin to being on a roller coaster, literally, where you go up over the top and then you come down the other side, and it's like, you know, all hell breaks loose. And trust me, with those winds the other night. Okay, yeah. I think the push tug's broken down, isn't he? Ah, yeah. No, what's happening there is you're catching them in a moment of they're actually crossing. They've given clearance to cross the active taxiway. That you're talking about those three vehicles down there. Yeah. There's a cargo. Um, a, um, Actually, it might actually be the water truck, or it might be the poo wagon. But there's also one of the lifts for the freight there, and also, yes, a Bowser. But they're crossing the active runway, so that's why they're there. Yeah, we're gonna get a pinky. Well, I'll just get something that looks like it and paint in pink. Well, we shouldn't have said that, really, should we? We should have. Anyway, yeah, I know. I'll get one of those. Yeah, I'll get one. Don't worry, I'll get one and paint it white. But we will introduce Pinky, folks. The Delta Pinky in it at Heathrow. Mikoto, don't think the ETA did push back. The rampers must have gone home early. It's United. Are you sure? Yeah. Is it United? Is it? Okay. Emma Wright, all right for a pilot episode. Eater got fed up. It's all part of the fun, Wells. You guys always make me laugh. Josh H, thank you. Great show. Ian Morrison, thank you. Paul Bolton, great show. Tim Rotunda, Brian Stewart, Rab, Alan Brook, great shoe, Jerry. How can you see my shoes? Stop going to be at how much longer is ground stop going to be at Staines, Brian Stewart? Polished shows are boring. This was perfect. What's that? Well, what's going to happen is, I think in future, what we'll do is play out a video, yeah, that's long enough where I can. Well, actually, I'm not going to tell them what I'm going to do. I'm just going to. There's something I'm going to do, right? Okay, so next time we'll make it a little bit more realistic, and you know, and also I want to try and see if I can play that airport background as well, because that's really important that they hear that. Oh, are you serious?
Johnny, I know, I completely know why.
So what did they see?
Then I just seen the picture with her.
Oh well, it is what it is. We will we'll catch you on the next show, folks. What we're doing Sunday. Sunday is going to be 09s, we believe. So we are obviously going to be in a one of our positions to catch either arrivals or departures on 09s at London Heathrow, and we are going to Miami, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to Miami on the 16th of this month. First class and super class members, and a week later all premium members will be able to watch that. 23rd and 24th we're going to Toulouse. We're going to Toulouse, folks. Yeah, so the 24th we will be there for a day in Toulouse, and this time we're pretty damn sure it's going to work. We're pretty damn sure. Oh, it's a shame they can't hear that outside. So anyway, there we go. We will see you on Sunday, folks. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Hope you appreciate it. Thank you, Jilly. Jilly, you're in the shot. Wait, can't come in here. Yeah, there you go. Hope you enjoyed it. I hope you appreciate all the hard work that we've put in to building this very congested airport. And of course, the aircraft will change as well, because we'll probably try and keep it the same time every week. But we will have different aircraft in as well. Talk about different aircraft. As you noticed, by the way, folks, the aircraft in the background are 1/400th scale. The ones in the foreground, the 737s, the 707s, and the 727, they are 200th scale. So, you know, you don't have to buy a whole load of them. I've seen people with shelves and shelves and display cabinets. You spend forever sort of like, you know, dusting them and all that sort of thing. I think some people get a little bit obsessed with it. For me, I could talk. Yeah, for me, for example, I've got the Virgin 747 up there. I've got the Negus 747 BA jet up there, and a couple of my plastic ones, and that's it. Probably because I don't want to have to keep dusting them, because I like to have things out on show. Here's a nice one that you like. Old Paul gave me this as well. Look at that. British Caledonian A300. How about that, folks? Lovely old thing. All the stickers are wearing off. Look, they're all the stickers are, you know, old, and but it's speak out. It's a bit of classic history which we all remember. Well, I certainly remember back in the old days before the war. But anyway, listen, folks, thank you so much. Schmitty 87. I have over 500, 1500 scale models. I mean, I know they're a lot. They're very small. It's a 500, isn't it? Is that a 500? Is that a 500? That Air India jet? I think that's a 500. Blimey, Even I have to be honest with you, even the tiny aircraft are very well detailed. Amazing the detail on these jets, folks. You won't be disappointed. Take a little bit of time to think about what your favourite jet is that you'd like to get hold of, and then just buy it, or you know, always, you can buy them second hand, but why would somebody sell a model second hand? Unless it's from somebody who may have passed away, I don't know, but or somebody's trying to clear their model display up. But I find it amazing. Jerry, where's the Cessna Avro Arrow? We'll have to get a Cessna. Here he comes again. Best thing though at Boeing Field was that jet that came in, the pointy one, the jet that sort of like flies alongside the space shuttle and all that when it came into land. You know, that like the star something or other. Anyway, folks, we'll see you on Sunday. Thank you. How are you going to close this out, Jilly? Are you going to run titles? Okay. Look after yourselves. Be good, folks. It's been fun. Thank you so much. I need to go and rest my voice. See you. Bye-bye.